Namaste, welcome. You've reached Lynn with Yoga Me Fit. Thank you for joining me for practice today. Today's class is going to focus on strength, balance, and focus. And when we think about doing the yoga postures or asanas, we're working on cultivating the strength, finding the balance within ourselves, and also beginning to create a deeper awareness by creating focuses. So focusing on the breath, focusing on a focal point, and just trying to get the mind to hone in on something that will allow us, as we move through these challenging postures, to soften. So there's a balance of effort and ease and stability and freedom all at the same time. So let's take a comfortable seat. Sit tall, let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Close your eyes and tune in to the involuntary energy of your inhalation and exhalation. Just noticing what's happening with each natural inhale and each exhale. So being the observer, as if you just stepped out of your body and you're watching yourself breathe. And now begin to create a balance through the inhalation. You may have noticed the inhalation is a lot more powerful, or vice versa, the exhalation. So let's work on balancing each breath. Slowly begin to inhale through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Empty. Inhale, expand like the sun is rising inside of you. Exhale, like the sun is setting inside of you. Continue for 3 more rounds, and if you want to deepen that pranayama practice by deepening the count to 4, 5, or 6 seconds. So just find your own personal rhythm with your breath and work on yoking the balance of each inhale and exhale. When you've completed the last cycle of breathing that you're on, return back to your natural breath. Take a moment to pause, soften, and feel. Join your palms together to the heart center. Take a moment to bow in toward the fingertips and set an intention for your practice today. Maybe there's an aspect of your life where you're needing to cultivate more strength to deal with that situation or circumstance. Find more balance between the mind and the heart, the mental energy, the emotional energy, and create a deeper awareness and focus to help move through any circumstance or situation that life might have you in a holding pattern. So we can start to break those old habits and patterns that we get stuck in. And then slowly release your hands, lift your heads. Welcome. Let's start in Tadasana, mountain pose. For today's practice, you will need a strap and you may need your blocks. So just have those handy in case you need some props to help you get into the general form of the posture. Before you come to the top of the mat, there's a few stances. So bringing the 2 big toes to touch and the heels are slightly separated. This is going to be a little more challenging for your balance. So if your balance, is already challenged, maybe come about hip distance apart. Once you take the foundation, parallel your feet. So what that means is notice if your toes tend to turn out or turn in, and you're working on aligning the outer pinky toe ball mound to the outer heel, creating a nice straight edge through the outer foot. And then lift and spread your toes. Feel that energy of the ball of the foot root down from the balls of the feet and back toward the heels. And then feel how it creates muscular stability as the muscles wrap into the bones of the legs. Release the toes down, and now gently map the feet by swaying the body, moving more toward the toes as the heels get lighter, and back toward the heels as the balls of the feet and the toes get lighter. So this is just giving you some awareness to the energy through the feet and feeling the foundational 4 cornerstones. Once you feel that you have really mapped the landscape of your foot, find the place in the middle that feels balanced. And what that means is if you're too far forward toward the balls of the feet and the toes, the heels will feel lighter and you'll be feeling like you're being pushed forward. Or if you're way back into the heels more and the balls of the feet feel lighter, you may feel like you're being pulled back. So once you find your center, there's no push-pull going on and you feel that struggle. You feel stable, supported, and centered. We'll work with 3 different dristis or focal paths today. And one of them is just gazing the eyes down to a focal point down and forward in front of your mat, or at your eye level, or turning the eyes upward toward the sky or where the wall meets the ceiling. And you can play with those because once you start getting into different postures, just shifting your focal point can affect your balance. So it's kind of fun to see what happens when you shift those focal points. Take an inhale and draw the head of the arm bones up toward the ears to get some length through the side body, and then draw the head of the arm bones back. You should feel a sense of opening through the heart center, and the shoulder blades wrap into your back body like angel wings, hugging in toward the spine. So there's some strengthening happening through the posture muscles. We'll work on yoking breath to movement. Your inhale, you'll sweep your arms up, spread your fingers, and even turn and open the heart, the throat, and the gaze upward toward the sky. As you exhale, float the arms back down again. The inhale begins, the arms float up, reach up, fill up. Exhale, slowly follow the breath back down until you completely empty. And then move 3 more rounds, moving breath to movement. Last one. And exhale it out. Interlace your fingers all the way up into the webbing, and then press out through the palms of the hands and make the arms long and strong. Find your dristi or your focal point, and on your next inhale, you're going to slowly start to lift up onto the balls of the feet and the toes as you stretch up, lengthen up. On your exhale, slowly work on lowering the heels and the arms. Don't let the heels go faster than the hands. The hands have a lot more space to travel in, but once you feel your palms turn toward the earth, the heels ground into the earth. So this really helps you create a focus. Inhale to pull yourself back up. So you're pushing down strongly through the balls of the feet and the toes, feeling all the muscles activate as you pull and reach toward the heavens. On your exhale, slowly start to release back down again, little by little. So the slower you go, the more strength that you're building. Inhale, root to rise, coming all the way back up again, squeezing everything into the midline, like you're giving yourself a big hug from the outer body to the inner body. And on your exhale, slowly, slowly start to release back toward the earth. Take a moment to release, do a few shoulder rolls back. You're going to take your palms, bring the heels of your palms more toward the top of the hip bones on either side of the sacral bone. Fingertips down toward the buttocks, and then pull the elbows back like you're squeezing a big beach ball between your arm bones. Keep your heart lifted. Feel the expansion through the chest. Feel the active strengthening through the upper thoracic spine. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, begin to root into the feet, tailbone moves toward the pubic bone, and lift the breastbone as you open the heart space toward the sky. Inhale, lift with the heart to come back to center. Exhale, pause. Inhale, exhale, begin to open a little bit more. So not going into such a deep back bend, just working on waking up the back muscles and finding your inner core muscles to stabilize you. Inhale, and then exhale, open the body. So just going to your variation. So if you feel it in your lumbar spine, or you feel it in your neck because you're dumping your neck back, lengthen through the back of the neck and let the back bend come from the bottom tips of your shoulder blades here. On your next inhale, root to rise back up to center, and exhale, release. Okay, so on the next pose is called Samukasana, and this is like an L pose. But if your back is already sensitive, I'm going to encourage you to open your feet a little bit wider and maybe even bending the knees as your modification. From Tadasana, mountain pose, inhale, stretch your arms up. As you exhale, just bend the wrist creases, pointing the fingers forward. Inhale, maintain that. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge from the hips. So you want to bend here, and you're not waist bending because you don't want to distort the spine. You want to keep the natural curves of the spine. Continue to pull the fingers down toward the earth and stretch out from the upper thoracic spine through the hands. Keep your gaze down and out. If this is too much for you, you can modify too. In addition to separating the feet or bending the knees, bringing the arms more out like into airplane wings or angel wings. So find your modification and use that so you can get into. So this is really good for strengthening the back body. On your next inhale, push down, pull yourself up, flip your fingertips back toward the sky, open the heart. As you exhale, continue again, L pose, Samukasana, reaching, lengthening, and strengthening. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale, root down, rise back up again. And exhale, reach. Last variation, hold. So ultimately, you'd want to work up, to 5 breaths. We're doing about 3 breaths. Inhale, push down, pull yourself up. Exhale, float the arms down. Moving into Dvikonasana, so it's still an L pose, but we're just changing the arms. You're going to interlace your fingers behind your back and then bring the index and thumb to the sacrum. Pull the elbows back and open the heart space again. Find your 4 cornerstones, lengthen and lift. On your inhale, begin to stretch the arms away from the back body. As you exhale, come back into that L pose again. Keep reaching as if the arms are like the strings of your heart, expanding outwardly through the back body. So there's a tone in your lower belly here. You want to make sure that the rooting of the tailbone is helping you get that lift of the belly, so there's no banana or pressure or compression in your lower back. Inhale, push down, come back up. Exhale, open the heart, so just a little back bending. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reach. So you're working on drawing the arm bones up and back, trying to bring space between the top of the shoulders and the ears. Inhale, root, rise back up again. Open the heart center. And exhale, reach. Stretch out, open out. Find your drishti, your focal path. Use whatever modifications I cued you to use to get the general form of the pose. Last deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, root down, rise up. Exhale, slowly release. We're moving into Utkatasana now, chair pose. One thing that does help if the low back is cranky is bringing a block between your thighs so you have something to hug into. So if you want a little more support, bring that block between your thighs. Also, that will help you keep the knees symmetrical. If balance is not an issue for you, you can bring the feet and the knees together. Inhale, float the arms up. As you exhale, begin to sit back into your seat. Inhale, push down, pull up. Exhale, reach. So you should still see your toes, and you're trying to keep the spine lifted here. Inhale, root, rise up, open up, stretch up, and exhale, sit. Now, if the arms up is too much on your back, you can bring the arms forward. You can bring the arms out. You can even bring your palms down to your thighs and work on that. Take one more deep inhale and exhale here. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up. Exhale, release. We're going to step open, coming to the long edge of your mat, coming into a straddle split position. Bring the toes forward. On your inhale, stretch up. As you exhale, come back into that L shape again, stretching the arms to the side, lifting the collarbones, the head of the arm bones, and feeling your angel wings deepen into your back body. Inhale. As you exhale, continue to release down little by little until you start to come into a forward fold. You can hold the ankles, you can bring your palms back onto the mat and wrap your elbows in, and then release the neck and head. So find the variation that feels good to you, and then just let the weight of the world and everything else release by gently shaking the head no, shaking the head yes, I can do this. And then from here, bring your hands to your hips, pull your elbows up. Inhale, push down to rise all the way back up again. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, interlace your fingers. Push the palms up toward the sky. And then take the palms to the back of your head. So about in line where your ears are, press the skull back so you're not on your neck, and pull those elbows out wide. You're going to inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to bow toward that right knee, keeping the elbows lifted. Inhale. Exhale like a pendulum, swing to the left side. Inhale. Exhale, swing back to the right side. Moving breath to movement.
And if this is too much on you, you can bend your knees, make a modification so that it's doable for you. On your next inhale, back to the right. Exhale, hold. Inhale, push down, rise back up again. Inhale, exhale, bow to your left side. Keep lifting the elbows up. Inhale, exhale, swing to the right. Inhale, exhale, swing to the left. Last one. On your exhale, deepen, and then inhale, push down, pull yourself back up to center. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, release. Turn your right foot to the front of your mat, push your left heel back slightly, and then align your right heel with the arch of your back foot. Work on squaring your pelvis here so you're not dumping into one hip. Inhale, float your arms out, find your focal point. As you exhale, reach. Inhale, come back into your center. Exhale, reach. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reach. This time, release the hand down. This is where the block might come in handy if you need a block. This will help you, once you press into the block, to work the collarbone and the head of the arm bone back so you feel that structural integrity through the shoulder girdle. And this really helps open and broaden your chest, feeling that expansion and opening. Feel the power and strength through the legs. And find that balance here. So the balance of both legs, so you're not dumping more toward the front. You're really anchoring through the back body too. Breathe deep. If you want to go deeper, you can always flip your block down, and you can always find your own expression of your posture. Look down toward the front foot. Inhale, exhale, rise up. Inhale, find your drishti. Exhale, deepen into warrior two pose. Bring that knee deep over the ankle, even lift the heel up. Create a rooting of the femur bone moving back into your pelvis, and then release the heel down and see if you can sink a little deeper just to find more strength to work. Your triceps are lifting up into your arm bones, so everything is very active and working to stabilize and support you. Take one more full deep inhalation and exhalation here. Inhale. As you exhale, reach forward. You can bring your right forearm to the thigh as a modification, moving into Parsva Konasana side angle. Or if you want to work on a deeper expression, bring the block to the outside of the foot and really reach and open and turn. And as you float the heart up toward the sky, open the throat, and then start to gaze upward toward that left arm. That's just a deeper way of finding that inner strength. On your next inhale, bring the arm up, look toward the front. Exhale, come back into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, turn the right foot in and float the palms to the heart center. We're going to move to the other side. So my back won't be to you, I'm just going to turn to this side. So push your right heel out and turn your left foot to the back of your mat. And you may want to take your block with you, just so you have it. Take a moment to square your pelvis, square your hips. Inhale, float your arms out. As you exhale, reach. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reach. Inhale, back to center. This time as you exhale, work on finding your Trikonasana triangle. If you want to use the block, this will help you push down and really seat and root that shoulder blade back in toward the back body. Keep lengthening and strengthening from the foundation of your feet all the way up and out through your fingertips. If you want to find a deeper expression of your posture, you can move deeper into it once you start to feel your body starting to open a little bit more. On your next inhale, look toward the left foot. Exhale, rise up. Inhale. Exhale, come to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Lift that left heel up, sink your hips, and then release the heel back down. Keep lifting the triceps, the muscles into the arms, and keep everything very active and strong. So warriors are very strong, courageous, and powerful. So find that quality within yourself, your own inner strength, your courageousness, and your power to sustain. Moving to Parsvakonasana, you can bring the left forearm to the thigh or bring the hand down to the block. Inhale, stretch the right arm up and over as you deepen. If you want to go more, you can revolve the rib cage, the heart, the throat, and the gaze upward toward that top arm. Take one more full deep inhale and exhale here. Inhale, bring that right arm up. Exhale, push down, come back into your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, turn the left foot in and float the palms to the heart center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Take a moment to release. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Whatever feels good. Feel like you're just letting the weight of the world roll off of your shoulders, neck, and head. From here, you're going to slowly bend both of your knees. Walk your hands to the front of your mat. Turn your right foot toward the front. Spin your back heel up. Inhale. Exhale, float that left leg forward. Take a moment to bow into Uttanasana, forward fold. As you bow into Uttanasana, forward fold, allow the breath to soften and allow any tension to release. Just feel the energy of your breath supporting you and stabilizing you. Bring your hands to your hips, pull your elbows toward the sky. Inhale, root down and rise up. Okay, so we're gonna work on some standing balancing poses. So you'll need your strap. Go ahead and get your strap now. We're gonna start with a dancer pose. So we'll start by grounding and rooting through the right leg. You're going to hook the strap onto the left leg and come back into Tadasana mountain pose. Ground down through the right side and slowly start to bend the knee and pull that left heel toward the buttock. Left elbow stays inward toward the rib cage and your palm is out like you're holding a tray. You're going to take the elbow forward and up. And then just work on trying to bring that left knee in line with the right knee. Flex the toes back toward the shin. Breathe deeply, find your focal point here and breathe. So the wavering is just you finding your center.
and you want to push down to pull up. If you want more, you can start to push the foot back into the strap and work on deepening into the shoulder stretch also. To come out of the pose, bring the knee, elbow down, bring the knee forward, and release back down. Okay, so let's go to the other side. Grounding through the left side, bring the strap into the right foot. Take a moment to pause, find Tadasana, mountain pose. And then we'll bring the right foot up, bend the knee, palm goes out and up toward the side. Then you'll pull your elbow forward and up. Keep grounding through this left side as you lift through the right. Inhaling and exhaling. You may find that one side is more challenging than the other. If you want to expand it, you can start to push the foot into the strap as you pull the strap into the foot. So not going crazy deep, but if you want to go crazy deep, go ahead. We're just working on finding focus, balance, and learning how to cultivate our strength. And then slowly release that side down. You can release your strap. The next balance pose is Garudasana Eagle. So we're going to get into it a little different way. I want you to have your blocks at the front of your mat. And just like we did Utkatasana chair, you're going to reach your seat back. We'll start with balancing on the right foot. So you're going to lift the left knee up, cross the left knee over the right, sit the glutes back. If you can hook your foot behind the calf, hook your foot. If not, just bring the foot to the outside of the right shin. Or you can keep your toes of the left foot on the ground outside the right ankle. So work on what feels right for you and what you're able to access. Once you release the seat back, round into the belly and get the belly and ribs to move into the back body. And then slowly start to lift the arms forward, coming into a balance. Keep your hips squared to the front of your mat. So the left leg's crossed, bring the left arm under, and then slowly start to hook and bring the elbows up, coming into Garudasana, Eagle. One more breath. And then release the arms, bring the palms to the block, straighten the right leg and bring the left leg to meet the right, and then just bow forward, take a moment to release. Moving to the other side, hands back to the block, reach your seat back toward the back of the mat. We'll balance on the left leg, so lift the right leg, cross it. So this would be one variation with the toes down, hugging the outer foot to the outer shin, or hooking the toes behind the shin. Work on squaring your hips, reach your seat toward the earth, round, deepen into your core muscles, and then slowly come up. Start to find balance, find your dristi or your focus, and then start to float the arms up. See if you can bring the right arm under the left, cross, hook, and then lift those elbows, deepening into that shoulder stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. To come out, release the hands back to the block. Straighten the left leg, bring the right foot to meet the left, and then empty Uttanasana, forward fold. So balancing changes throughout the day. So sometimes we can balance and stay for longer periods of times. Other times we're struggling to find that balance. But just know, embrace wherever you're at.
And know the more that you practice, the stronger and more stable you get, and the more your balance and focus increases. From here, you're going to separate your feet as wide as your sticky mat, and then slowly start to release down, coming into Navasana. If this is a challenge for you, maybe you're up onto the toes or the balls of the feet. Maybe you bring the block back and you sit onto the block and come into a supported form of Malasana. So finding your variation of Malasana, and then work the arm bones inside the knees and the thighs, and then push the palms together, squeeze the thighs into the arms, and with the same force, use the upper arms to press the thighs away. Find your drishti or your focal point. Breathe deeply here, inhaling and exhaling. Slowly from here, we're going to work our way back to our seat. Bring your feet forward and then slide back to extend through the legs. Okay, take a moment into Dandasana to just lengthen out through the legs, lengthen through the arms and the spine. And as you push down, pull your toes back and lift your kneecaps and engage your thighs strongly. And as you push down, draw your shoulders down and pull your spine up. So your whole body, it doesn't, look like I'm doing much, but I'm really working hard here with these energies of rooting down through my limbs and lifting through my spine. Inhale, stretch your arms forward. As you exhale, round like a cat pose. So you're going to expand through the back body into flexion, and then you should feel a lot of core strengthening as you squeeze through the front body. Inhale, as you exhale, slowly start to roll down. Pause. Inhale, push down, rise back up. Exhale, round like a cat. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Inhale. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, round like a cat. Now we're going to come back further till you get to the hips and the sacrum, and then see if you can float the legs up, coming into half boat Ardha Navasana. Breathe deep, inhaling and exhaling. One more breath. On your inhale, push down, pull yourself back up. And exhale, slowly come back into that half boat again. We're going to add on to this. Inhale, exhale. Now inhale, as you exhale, pull the knees in and see if you can pull yourself up into a modified boat Navasana. So you can even hold on to the shins if you need to. Make sure you're using your core and it's not getting into your back body. And then you can play with bringing the shins parallel or coming into the full Navasana boat pose. Breathing deep. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees. Give yourself a squeeze. Bring your feet down. Wrap your arm bones around your shins. Clasp your opposite elbows and pull the spine up to find more length and strength through the torso. Take one more full deep inhalation and exhalation here. Okay, slowly release. Now we'll come down onto our back bodies, but we're going to use that core again to get there. So find Dandasana, staff pose again. Flex the toes back towards your shins. Inhale, float your arms forward. Exhale, round and deepen and slowly start to roll down one vertebra at a time. When you feel your shoulders release, stretch the arms toward the sky. As you exhale, reach your thumbs overhead and stretch your body like you're stretching like a rubber band in opposite directions. Inhale, bring the arms back toward the sky. As you exhale, draw your palms down. You're going to walk your right foot toward your right sits bone, your left foot toward your left sits bone. Now I want you to find the center of your sacrum. And what that means is that if your pelvis is too anteriorly tilted, you're going to be resting more toward the tailbone or the bottom of the sacrum, and you're going to have this big space like a banana back. If you're posteriorly tilting and your pelvis is drawn back toward the back of your body, then this is going to be flat. So we want to, and you're going to be up higher on the sacrum and the hip bones. So work on finding the center where you should have a little bit of space between the lumbar curve and the mat. You should be able to slide your flat hand between there to where the palm rests on the ground and the back of the hand you can feel your low back resting against. You're going to maintain that neutral spine and pelvis. Push down through the palms, pull back through the head strong enough to where you feel muscular engagement around the cervical spine. This is important because once you lift your hips, you're weight bearing more through the upper palate when you press back. If you do, you might even feel a little bit of a sensation in your upper palate. So once the hips lift, do not turn your head side to side. Find your focal point, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, push equally through the feet, the head, and float that pelvis and spine up toward the sky, coming up toward the tops of the shoulders. And as you exhale, slowly, with control, lower back down like the center of your sacrum is just going to kiss the earth. And then inhale, it's going to rise back up again, seeing if you can get maybe a little bit higher up. And exhale, take it back down. Okay, last one, we're going to come up. You have a few options here. You can interlace your fingers and then stretch your arms and roll to one side and work your shoulders deeper inward toward the center so you get higher up onto the shoulders, and then you can lift a little bit more because you got a little more space to expand into, and really pressing equally through the head, the feet, grounding those opposite polar ends to get that lightness and lift through the center. Now you can stay here or you can start to work your hands underneath you. So this works with beginning to be able to have the flexibility in your wrists to work your heels of your palms higher up. So from Setu Bandha, bridge pose, Sarvangasana, we will work next towards shoulder stand, Salamba Sarvangasana, and then you need this height with your hands. If this is challenging you, just go where you can for right now. So maybe you're a little lower toward the pelvis. You can play with starting to bend one knee and stretching the leg up. And then bend that knee, release that leg down. Bend the left knee in, stretch that leg up. And then slowly release that down. Release your hands down and slowly come all the way back down. So I gave you some options. If you're working at developing your strength in your bridge, maybe you just hold the bridge. If you want to work on deepening the strength bilaterally, working through the right and left side of the body, you'll push down through one side and the other leg will straighten and lift up. So you're getting the work through the hamstrings, the buttocks, and the back body. And then if you have a shoulder stand practice and you want to go up in shoulder stand, then go up in shoulder stand. So work at your pace here. So ground strongly through the back of the head, the feet, find that neutral pelvis and spine here. Inhale, push down, rise up. Now you're going to work at bringing the hands under you and maybe walking them up higher onto your shoulders, especially if you're going to do your shoulder stand. You can walk your feet in, bend one knee, and then slowly start to rise up, coming into Salamba Sarvangasana. Keep extending and lengthening. The tailbone's rooting in toward my pelvis, my pubic bone, and I'm stretching and organically extending out through my limbs. Breathe deeply. Inhale, exhale. So if you're working your bridge, if you're working the alternate leg lifts to develop more strength, or maybe you are in shoulder stand, wherever you are, you're going to slowly start to come back down. Now to come out of shoulder stand, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can bend the knees, pull the knees back toward your face, and then stretch the legs out and come into Halasana plow pose. Or with the knees bent, you can start to lower one leg back down, coming back into your bridge pose. Wherever you are, find your variation that you want to work in. Hold and breathe. And then slowly start to release. So if you're in Halasana plow pose, you're going to use your core muscles to slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Once you come all the way down, relax your body completely for a few breaths. Just surrender, open the palms. And let's bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. Go back and check in. Make sure you're not spilling forward or too far back. Find the center of your sacrum. Find that little bit of natural curve in your lumbar spine. You can let your palms rest onto your thighs, just encouraging that stretch from the inner groin out through the knees. You can bring your left hand to your heart center, the right hand to the navel center, and just feel your breath moving through you naturally with each involuntary inhale and exhale. Just honoring your life force, your breath of life. From here, release your palms by your side, face up, stretch your right leg out, stretch your left leg out. And if there's any last little movement or pose that you would like to do before you move into Shavasana, relaxation. Please honor your body and take that posture. Move your body in whatever way that feels nurturing to you, and then slowly come into relaxation. Allow yourself to bask in the fruits of your labor, of your practice today, the sweetness, the juiciness. Your face is soft, your jaw is relaxed. Swallow, release any tension through the back of your throat. You're welcome to stay longer. Slowly begin to bend your knees, walk your feet towards your buttocks, stretch your arms overhead, lengthen out of the pelvis. Exhale it out. Slowly begin to roll to one side of the body, coming into that fetal posture, allowing your head and heart to move more inwardly toward the earth. Taking a moment to connect